Like it or not, we are live. Welcome, everyone, to our daily success call with me, John Lavenia, here. It's Monday, August 30th, 2021. Coming up on the end of the year. Oh, I'm hearing myself talk. Hold on. I had to go ahead and kill the YouTube stream sound. Otherwise, I'm going to hear myself talking. Hold on a second. Let's look at some awesome people here. We're starting our week by choice here with this group of people, which include people like Missy and Patricia. There's Catherine. Hey, Kelly and Joe are both here. Hey, Kelly and Joe, good to see you both. Kristen's here. Eddie Smalls, brother, good to see Mark. And of course, Ann's here. Amber, Crystal, Nancy, Tina, Gary, and his better half. Good to see you both. There's Tina and Jan. Hey, Elsie. Looking awesome. Rachel's here, always looking awesome. Sammy's here. Good to see Sammy. Karen's here. Scott. Minnie, Lewis, Mickey, Christy, and that's all the people I can fit on one screen. And we've got 3 screens and counting. So welcome all. Glad you are here. We're going to have a little topic discussion today. Before we do so, let me just announce, especially for our brand new members.
It's happening again. Now she's dissing me in the chat. Now she's publicly.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mute the mics. Here we go. Okay, so I can go ahead and make a comment here. And where was I? All right. So first thing is for our brand new members, one of the things that we get to experience as entrepreneurs is the ability to work with all different kinds of people. And some of those people, believe it or not, are going to be your customers, which is obviously what you intend to do, right? You intend to transact and to exchange with the marketplace to receive money for the service and the products and the, whatever it is you're offering as something that people would find worthy of exchange. We're going to talk about this here in just a minute, but I want you to just consider something. All opportunities come through people, not from, but through. We're going to park on that for a little bit. That could be your customer. That could be your coaches, your mentors, Rachel, Adam, myself, right? If you consider me a mentor in some ways in your life, I'm offering you an opportunity that's coming through me to get into like entrepreneurship and the mindset of personal development. And what has allowed me to go from the gutters, streets of New Jersey to having made millions of dollars online. What is that? Well, I'm giving that to you here. Because why am I giving that to you here? Because I want you to win, right? So that's an opportunity. And you could accept or reject that opportunity. Now, for our new members here, what you're going to find is, and what many of our members have found who have been here for a little while, and what Rachel has found is that most of this business is right here. It's not technology. It's not even, so much like, all the logistics and the, of course, you've got things that you're going to do to create and to deliver. Okay, here's products into the marketplace, right? That's how you exchange, right? That's the medium of exchange. Here's money for the coffee cup. Fine, right? And then we're going to do that at an ever greater scale that up, get to the point like where Rachel's at. But all opportunities come through people. So when you think about what we're doing and what the value is in what we're doing, and this is what I wanted to focus on with everyone today, we're thinking about what is it worth not only to you to show up and to exchange your time and attention, and you're investing, time, attention, money into, growing a business, but also what's it worth to people on the other end of that communication, right? Here are people who could exchange with you. Here's I'm your customer. Here's some money for that product. Or I'm going to also invest my time with you as, a participant in this group or as a coach or as Rachel, right? They're also investing time, attention, right? Exchanging with you because there's an opportunity for them as well. There's an opportunity for the customer to have, a very pleasing item in their life to accompany them on this journey as they drink their coffee in their cubicle or whatever they're doing, right? And they got your cup, right? There's also an opportunity for, let's say, Adam, for example, our head e-commerce coach. Here's an opportunity for Adam to see the rewards of you actually succeeding in this. You understand that like there's millions of people attempting to make money online, most of which are employing much more costly and complicated methods, and without, number one, without the camaraderie and community. Number two, without the mentoring. In a lot of cases, I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that can go astray. A lot of people that are happy to lead you astray. I'm just saying, I've been on the internet for a long time, and there's lots of things you could do, which we could just say, I'll offer it like this, could be less legitimate. And I'm sure some of you have seen this because I know, I've heard your stories and I've gotten to have some time with a few of you with these, Ponzi schemes and everything else that people have, attempted not a moral judgment here, but attempting to support themselves and their family with something that seems like, easy money. There's lots of holes you could fall in on the internet. Part of the experience, and the reason I'm saying all this, part of the experience of me showing up here and you showing up here can and should be the recompense, the actual pay, not financial pay per se. Okay, so there's money too. Okay, but I'm talking about additional ways that we get paid, which also these opportunities also come through people, and that is really what I would just call the pay for living, being able to work cooperatively with other on-purpose people. Why do people show up at a job that maybe they're underpaid for years, right? But they get to hang out with Bob at the water cooler and they get to be social. That's part of their pay. Why do people, let's say, for example, go on a mission, right? So here's a philanthropic project, which there is no pay in terms of money. Okay. So, I guess the expenses were paid by the organization or whatever, but here you are, feeding the poor or something, and you're not getting paid, or are you? Oh yeah, you're getting paid, not money in this case. But again, that's an opportunity that has come through other people. Can we recognize that? And that brings me to the point that I'm going to. Judith wants transcription. All right, here's the transcription. But that brings me to the point that I wanted to take up with everyone here. And that is that when I first started to get my life in order, arguably, it was a wreck. Okay, I'll just let you know. I was purposeless, rebellious youth, almost dead at age 15, running the streets like a mess, a disaster. Okay, we're going back to the mid 80s here. Excuse me. And when I started to get my life together, because I had a very high necessity level on that, because I was in bad shape, I got my entrance into this whole idea of personal development and, actually doing and having more in life via fellowships that were inclined towards, number one, helping people be understood and heard and knowing that they're not alone, and delivering a doctrine, some training that you could use in life to go ahead and do more resourceful, more purposeful things. Okay. And if it sounds like I'm describing 12-step fellowships, that's exactly what I'm describing. And in those environments or in those organizations, they have something called 12 traditions. So there's not only just 12 steps, right? How to stop being a drunk and, make amends to people you've wronged in your life and, be of value and to yourself and others. So there's 12 steps to doing that in that doctrine. Okay. There's also 12 traditions. And these are for the group. So while the steps are for the individual, so you can get your act together, the traditions are for the group. So the group can get its act together and avoid unnecessary pitfalls. Because after all, there's lots of people not living terribly resourcefully, trying to get our lives together, and we're all in this together, right? The final tradition includes the phrase, always place principles before personalities. Principles before personalities. What does that mean? The title of my first book is Integrity is Everything. And so that's a principle, right? Integrity, what does that mean? It means adherence to moral and ethical principles. Moral and ethical, those are two different things, by the way. Some people conflate the two. A mere perfect or nearly completed state, right? The third and final definition for the word integrity is my favorite. It is the state of being whole, undivided, or undiminished. Whole, undivided, and undiminished. And so when I look at that, and I look at that as a principle, and I look at what I'm doing in my life as it relates to business, as it relates to, being a mentor to others, my consulting work, my mastermind group, my publishing, our branding and marketing agency that my wife and I run, our e-commerce shopping club, we got our hands in a bunch of stuff. But it's all based on principles, regardless of what personalities show up inside those environments, plural, okay, because I've got my hands in a bunch of stuff. If I intend to serve my customer, okay, even if we have, very different, personalities, let's say, if I do it with integrity to principles, right? Like having ethics in business and the intent, which I think is very principled, right? Having the intent to exchange in abundance with this person. They give me $10. I want them to experience $100 worth of value. That's my intent to do that. And if I have my focus on principles, then personalities are rather secondary. And we can keep the main thing the main thing. In other words, if we have the luxury, and some of us think we do, if we have the luxury to get all, emotionally attached to, things the way we think they should be, or how we think people should be, and stuff like that, who pays that price? Whose attention am I investing to sit here with my evaluations and all my judgments and and I've been plenty judgmental in my life. Okay. But whose attention and whose energy am I choosing to invest? Oh, mine. Well, what's the main thing again? Let's keep the main thing the main thing. The main thing is exchanging abundantly with that person who I'm attempting to serve. There's a principle or a habit, according to Stephen Covey. There's a habit in his classic book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I know for our new members, that's not one of the ones that were originally on our reading list. It's a bit more intense, okay? But one of the 7 habits of highly effective people. So if you want to be effective, this is one of the habits that you would want to develop. And that habit is to seek first to understand, then to be understood. So here's why I've been as successful as I've been up to this point in my business and sales and marketing and all the stuff that I've had my hands in for some decades now. Here's why I have been as successful as I have been up to this point in my own assessment. Okay. It's because I'm able to listen and understand not just the words coming from that other person who's offering me an opportunity. Maybe the opportunity is for me to sell them something. That's an opportunity that comes through other people, right? All opportunities come through other people. Fantastic. I'm able to listen and understand what that person wants. Now, if I don't have that, how can I serve them? Even if, and look, we could take this into like personal areas too, right? My daughter, right? I'm not selling her something for money, okay? But I've got to transfer ideas to her. I mean, I want her to grow up and be, successful, happy, productive member of society and of benefit to the world and everything else, right? So I'm selling. Oh yeah, I am. I'm selling. Mom and dad sell every day. Okay. What else, right? There are people who I intend to benefit in ways, in the community, not just this community, but multiple communities that I'm in. So if a person is having an issue with something, do I seek first to understand and then to be understood? Yeah. You know what? If I'm going to go ahead and offer you a solution, I damn well better understand the problem, I think. Okay. So that's my own integrity. That's what I think. When we get into, I'm going to cool this off a little bit here because I know we jumped in on a kind of a hot room. Okay. But if I am looking to solve my customer's problem, their problem right now is they got an ugly coffee cup. They need a better coffee cup. Okay. If I'm attempting to solve their problem, I need to enter the mind of the person who would buy that particular cup or t-shirt or whatever the product happens to be. I'm entering a conversation that is already happening in the mind of the ideal target audience who wants to exchange with me for this stuff that they don't know exists yet, but I'm about to solve their problem because I'm going to impinge on their attention and I'm going to gain agreement because I already know what they want. And how do we do that? Here's what we've got to do. Okay. And I do this like with sales training seminars and stuff. This isn't necessarily for what we're doing here, although it totally applies. This is like the big canon, you guys. If you get this, and I've shared it with you once before, and some of you took notes on this, but if you get this, you can have whatever you want. Anytime you get into communication with someone about something that is already real for them, their affinity for you must increase. So if I'm listening to you and I'm understanding what's real for you, what your problems are, what you want in your life and what's going on with you, right? We're in communication about something that's already real for you. I'm not telling you about, crazy Martian landings and all unreal stuff. I'm talking about what's real in your life. You come closer. Always. This is just how the whole cycle works. Okay. That which we are in disagreement with, we get further from. That's which we are in agreement with, right? Which is another way to say that's real. Yes, I agree. That's real. Okay, great. This is a coffee cup or something. This is okay. I don't even know what this is. A big ass water thing. I got water in it. Okay. So this is real. You agree? I agree. Okay. We agree. This is real. Okay. If I said to you, here's a clock, right? If I said to you, this is a coffee cup. Oh, well, this guy's crazy. He's a crazy person. Oh, back off a little bit, right? So you see that? So if we want to bring people closer to us, and where do opportunities come through? People. We've got to listen and we've got to seek to understand, which is what all your market research is about, right? We talk about, what are the keywords and, SEO and all this. What are we actually doing? We're assessing the scene. We're looking at what conversation are people in. I like fishing. And so I got the fishing cup and the fishing hat and fishing. Me personally, I'm not a fisherman, but if I did, you would know like what conversation I'm in, what's real to me about fishing. And then if you get into that conversation with me with the coffee cup that talks about fishing or something, I'm going to take a closer look at that cup. Oh my goodness, only $20. I spent more than that on the boat ride the other day. Spent $200 on the boat ride to catch nothing. At least with this, I'll catch a coffee cup. Some of that damn cup. Here's my $20. You may think I'm oversimplifying this, but all of these little transactions happen as mental transactions first. Okay. Now let's think about the opposite of that. Let's think about, when we have a breakdown in an affinity or agreement. Okay. That is what? That's a lost opportunity. That's something where that person is not going to get closer to you. They're going to get further from you, and they're going to have resistance. And isn't it, I think, a pleasing thing if we can break down resistance between obviously different personalities, different people. We can break down resistance because we have something in common. Back to the idea of principles before personalities. Here's the purpose. Here's why we're showing up. I'm going to quote Albert Gray, and then I'm going to shut up. And then I'd like to hear what comes up for you guys, how this is usable in your life. But Albert Gray, who was the guy I quoted when we first met, I gave you on my welcome video, where he talked about the common denominator of success. The one thing that all successful people who've ever been successful at anything do. Some of you remember what that is. And if you don't remember what that is, figure it out, because it's really profound. But he went on during that legendary speech. This was all just given in a lecture that was transcribed and has been passed around again and again. In fact, I think I'll give you a copy of that lecture right now. Let me pull up my my Dropbox ebooks folder here. I come bearing gifts, my friend. Here we go. Copy Dropbox link, copy, paste, done. There it is in the chat. Download that. But during this speech, he goes on, after he's done talking about the common denominator of success that he discovered for all successful people who've ever been successful at anything. Okay. He said, furthermore, production, right? We're looking at, he was addressing a group of sales managers. This was in the Prudential Corporation. I think it was 1950 something. But these guys were in charge of like sales teams. And he said, let's say that your production is down. He said, don't induce a bunch of, competition and cracking the whip and force, no. He said, get people refocused on their purpose and production will take care of itself. So production is the fruit of on-purpose action. On-purpose action, we could say, is the definition. It is the simplest definition of work, right? Which is a 4-letter word. I kind of like that 4-letter word. It's not my favorite. My favorite is done, because done means I've got time to go do other on purpose action, right? I like my work. I like what I get to do. On purpose action. So if we're off purpose, or if we're vague about our purposes, well, we might still be busy. We might still be doing some sort of action. We might be moving stuff around on our desk. We might be banging our head into the wall, trying to figure out why this isn't working. Where's the production? Let's get refocused on the purpose. Back to the idea, principles before personalities. Here's these Prudential people, Bob and Sally, and they don't hang out on weekends, whatever. But my goodness, they're here to produce. We're here to serve that customer, right? And so stats go up. And so here's the upward spiral. If production is the basis of morale, and I would argue that it is, then the more we're pleased with our production, and we recognize that and we validate that, and we feel like we've gotten paid even before the paycheck came in, right? I'm getting paid right now. Okay. The more that upward spiral goes, now what? I feel good. I do good. Great. Stats keep going up. And sure, there's cycles and we have the little roller coasters here and there. Okay. But I would argue that your primary point of concern can and should be who's showing up to do this work every day. Back to my original point. If you're brand new here, you may have a whole lot of your attention on technology and market research and creatives and whatever. Fine, that's beautiful, but who's doing it? Who's doing it? I'm telling you, do not neglect this. And anything that takes you off of that high state of morale, enthusiasm, physiology, knowing that you're on purpose, knowing that you're going to get it done. Not that you're looking to get married to every single customer or every person here in this community, right? But the principles come first. The purpose comes first. And then watch your production go up. This is what I've had to do again and again. Guys, I didn't have a weekend. That has nothing to do with anyone here. Okay. I know sometimes I say, come Friday night, I got to decompress from solving everybody's problems. Oh my goodness. But no, I've got, as you know, multiple businesses, and I have one that is just exploding, just total mayhem. And my wife's traveling. And so I had to pick up some slack. And so it's been nonstop action for Johnny. But right now in present time, I get to hang out with some of my favorite people in the world, right? I get to hang out with Elisa and Catherine and Dorothy and Jem and Jan, right? And Missy and Leah and Liz and all these beautiful people here. All right. So it is time for me to do what I know how to do. And that is to be a mentor to people who are looking to develop themselves as entrepreneurs. And you're all using an e-commerce method. Okay. But I'm not so concerned with methods, as you know. I'm concerned with who's doing it and why are you doing it? And can we keep the main thing, right? Because the main thing is your product in the hands of your happy, smiling customer who just gave you money and referred their friends and bought your other products and told the world. And next thing you know, game over. The more successful you become in this, the more options you'll have. So if we're just looking at this right now, I'll end with this. I really will. Okay. If we're just looking at this, hey, I'm brand new. I just want to make an extra, couple of $1,000s a month or something to take the pressure off. Okay, that's fine. But once you do that, you're going to see further. Once you go up that hill a bit, you're going to have a better view, right? You'll be able to add methods, scale up, create better combinations, more leverage, right? Expect that for yourself. I didn't show up as I'm going to start a business. The next thing you know, I've got 4. No, there's a gradient to all this. Okay. But you got to keep the main thing, despite the arrows, the ankle biters, the mosquitoes. By the way, we've got mosquitoes here today. Let me end with this. And then I'm going to call on Sammy and then Jen. But I woke up today at 5:20 a.m. with some noise, some banging going on outside, loud banging today. And so if you think you got problems, listen to this. Okay. It's loud banging going on outside my house. I don't know, what the hell is that? Right. And then all of a sudden it stopped. I thought somebody was like taking a hammer or something to, some equipment outside or whatever. And so I go outside and I look around, and apparently there was a rat or a mouse or some kind of a rodent that got into the air conditioning compressor, We like our air conditioners here in Arizona. Okay. And I had shredded rat, like smashed to pieces in the AC compressor, the grating and everything. So if you think you had a bad day, just think of that rat. I'm done talking. Who else would like to? Sammy, you've got the floor.
When you were talking about when you're doing something, you're always getting paid. It reminds me of a Friends episode when Joey said, "There are no selfless good deeds. Every good deed you do, you feel good, and that's your actual pay."
Beautiful. Thank you, Sammy. Yeah, and that doesn't invalidate the financial recompense. Yeah, give me money too. Yeah, that's cool. But recognition and validation of the many ways we get paid is really good. Thank you, sir. Jan, please. Jan. Where's Jan? I love Jan. She makes me special coffee cups. Where is Jan? Hello, Jan.
I'm pushing the button. Here I am. I just finished the Waddles book, and he talks about competition, and he really calls it a sin. And so we need to not be striving against each other in this group. We need to be helping each other. And I think that's very important. And we got to get along, because we're going to end up with the rat in the air conditioner if we don't. So anyway, I'll bow out at that.
Love you, Jan. You're awesome. Thank you. Mike, what's going on, Michael?
Hey, how's it going? Well, I don't feel as much like the rat today, so that's okay. Hey, listen, I was really intent on listening when you said something goes wrong, because it's very much on customer service, and we've been talking about that, and I sent you a little bit of a email, CC'd you on an email I just sent out. So my concern is, because it's about getting in that person's shoes. It's about them seeing you with integrity and with respect and that kind of thing, and you want to keep that rapport going, and you lose some of that when something goes wrong. Not always your fault or their fault. It just sometimes things happen. So when you say get closer to the situation, that's kind of where you stopped. And what I'm hearing is I think there's a second part of that maybe I didn't hear, or maybe I thought you were going to say, here's the solution, get closer, and you just stop, and that was the answer. But was it the complete answer? Mm-hmm. Because I thought you were going to say something else. So basically, put yourself in their shoes and empathize?
No, what I said was, anytime you get in communication with someone about something that's already real to them, their affinity for you must increase.
Yes.
Right. So,
but the how
what
part.
Does that mean?
Yes. What does that mean? Okay, there you go.
What does that mean? that means that because I listen and I understand you, and you and I, Michael, have had conversations about things that are real to you, like camper vans and being successful as an entrepreneur, right? And flexing your muscles with business and growing into the man that you deserve to be, right? Because I hear you, and because I agree with you that yes, that's good and right, and we're on the same path, and I want to help you do that. Do you like me more or less?
More, because you have a closer affinity.
So your affinity, that's the tolerance of closeness and liking, right? That's what affinity means. So you tolerate me more. You like this guy, John. You keep showing up. Okay. Now, what if I said, Mike, you're an asshole. You could never be successful at this. What do you go get a real job or something, right? Okay. Are we still in agreement? You still like me? Are you going to keep
not as much
here to hear that? Right? Okay. So look, that which we validate expands. All right. Okay. So if we're going to validate anything, let's validate what's good and right and that we can agree on, which is the principles. And look, I've never met you in person. Nobody on here have I met in person. I've never met Karen in person. Okay. Yeah. Just off the street outside your house. Canada up there. Right. But here's the reality of it. I know you because I know that we are on the same page with certain principles, with certain values. Everyone in this room, we've got these things in common. I don't know anything about knitting. We got some knitters on here. You don't know anything about, guns and Harley Davidsons and extreme metal. But
well, 2 to 3 I do.
Okay. I was talking to the group. Okay. A lot of people can own whatever part of that they do. Okay. But that's what I'm into. Okay. But is that just my personality, based on my personality, or have I given you some food for thought and for action that, based on our common purpose here, right? Remember, purpose before production, or purpose yields production, right? But based on our common purpose, what is the common purpose? You being successful in your e-commerce business. I could give a damn about anything else. Okay. I mean, as long as you're good and right and ethical and but like that is the end result, as the only result I care about is Michael making a spectacle of himself and making piles of money while serving the public abundantly. Okay.
Right.
It's the only thing I care about. All right. So I'm not, I would do nothing to sidestep or to dilute that. Okay. And some people on here right now might be thinking, oh, this Lavinia guy, some wacky Italian guy from New Jersey, and look, there have been people who like, man, maybe, Karen, I like Karen, but this Lavinia guy, right? Okay. If it's all about personalities for you, Karen's very pleasing personality. I think, but she's nicer than me. I'm rough. They call me the Godzilla of personal development. Okay. So, but here's why, because I'm passionate. I want these ideas to get in and for you to be able to use them. We could sit around and read books and get philosophical, but this stuff is for use. So if I can give you examples from my own life about, how this stuff actually worked in my life and in the lives of all these other people who I've helped make all this money, well, now you can use it. Okay. That's all I care about, is you getting the result. And I'll attack the same damn topic from a million different angles if I have to. All topics are one topic, everybody. Listen to this. Okay. We get together here every day, 5 days a week, and we talk about one topic from a million different angles. And the one topic is cause and effect. Cause and effect. That is the law of laws, according to Ralph Emerson. You being able to cause stuff in your life. In other words, you being effective. Back to the Covey book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, right? Well, who has an effect? Effects don't have effects. Causes have effects. So anything I could do to help you realize how causative you are, how able you are. I had 10 million different angles, right? Whatever subtopics we can approach that with, secondary, tertiary, whatever. Here are all a million different angles on the same damn thing, which is you getting what you want, you being effective. That's it. That's all I care about. Hopefully that makes sense, Michael.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes, I'll leave it at
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
You're
Sammy,
welcome.
you had your
Thank
hand
you.
up again. Thank you, brother. Sammy,
I did, yes, but I've had second thoughts.
okay. Very good. Well, I'm glad you're here nonetheless. That's Sammy once again, everyone. Let's go to Mark. Hey, Mark, what's up, brother?
Hey, hello. I love this topic because it's all about mindset and deep with it. I hope people get this because who's showing up is so important. I always think of in my back of my mind, is it better to be interested or than interesting? I always take that mentality going, how much am I interested? How much do I have? Am I focused in on the person I'm talking to, that I'm showing I'm interested rather than trying to be interesting, showing off, look at me, I know this, and don't make me look bad. So that's always in the back of my mind. But also,
Stop calling me.
Sorry,
Hello?
sorry about that, Mark. Sherry, I got to mute your mic. Oh, she just did. Okay, very good. Thanks.
Okay. So another thing that comes to me is some of the things that were said today was that all your customers are your competitors' prospects, and all of your prospects are soon to be customers. So who you treat, you never know who's going to be your customer, number one. But the who is showing up is so important that for me, I always try to keep it personal rather than making it about me. Because once I make it about me, I get defensive, I take it personal. And when I'm going, how can I listen and understand? And it's all about them. And if they don't like me, I'm not going to take that personally. I'm not going to own that because we're all on our own personal journey. So showing up is key And I always have that in the back of my mind. Those points I just made, they're always there, and I'm living and breathing them. And it made me, well, a better person. Never mind sales, just a better person. I just wanted to.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. And the fact that you can show up and listen to me and hear me, and I know that I'm heard, makes me like you more. That's exactly what we were just talking about with Michael, right? So what are we talking about now? We're talking about, what's real for me, my problems, the solutions, right? Yeah, this guy, Mark's okay. Yeah. By the way, Mark, tell me more about those coffee cups, right? So was there an agenda to sell me? I hope so, because if you've got benefit, my goodness, get it out there into the marketplace. Otherwise, I'm going down the street to your competitor. Sell me something, please, Mark. Thank you. Who else? Jem, come on out, my friend. Where's Jem?
All right. Well, thank you. Yeah, this resonates really well with me. And I think what Mark said about being interested versus interesting, it's for me, I think it's definitely try to be interested, because when you do that, you connect better with others, which ties into what John was saying about essentially, if you can understand what somebody's saying and you can get into their mind something that's real to them, they'll get closer to you. And this reminds me of the classic book, over 100 years old right now, of How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Essentially, the concept is, if you truly know what motivates somebody, then you can put them in the palm of your hands. They'll do whatever you want them to do, ethically and authentically and genuinely.
I was just going to say, you damn well better have your ethics in. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So so the book is not suggesting to manipulate people, but really to truly understand them and have something of value at a fair price so that everybody wins. Because I think no matter what in this world, if we go into it as a win-win situation, as a win-win mindset, I think it's going to be a much better and more sustainable business long-term. So I truly appreciate those words and those reminders, because and they all tie in together. The cause and effect, like you said, so whatever happens, there's a reaction, and then how do we react to that? But also, when interacting with others, it's better for them, it's better for us to really listen and see what motivates them, so that we'll take action, which in turn ties into their purpose. So I kudos to you. Those were great reminders. Thank you.
Thank you, Jem. Wow. Jem just said it in like 1/10 of the time it took me to say. Jem, you're hosting tomorrow. Thank you. That's beautiful. All right. Lady Scott. And then Sammy's got his hand up again. Hey, Lady Scott, what's going on with you?
So I just took it in a different way where we can apply it in life. Whenever you hear a complaint, listen for the solution. When there's a complaint, they're actually asking you to respond with the solution. Not like I'm complaining, but when there's less reference of nagging or complaining, there is a response, and the response is their request. Always listen to what the request is. They're requesting something out of you. You could apply it in relationships or anything, but even when you read an email, negative or positive, they're requesting something. So look for where you see the request within their email or what they're really saying, and in with people.
Wow. Thank you for that, lady. You want to hear something funny? I had a situation where my wife got this scathing email from this client who was all, doing the thing. And she wrote this response, and it was incendiary. I mean, it was, we're going to fight. Right. And she had me review it. I was like, don't click that send button. Do not click that send button. She had her finger right on the send button. I was like, don't click it. She clicked it. Oh, no. And then she regretted it later. Oh, my God. Because now once we get a little distance from it and we could just look objectively, this person might be screaming or whatever. Okay. In fact, Mark and everyone, I've got a bit of an unfair advantage because I've been through a lot of like communications training where you actually sit across from somebody knee to knee for hours and they scream at you and insult you in every possible way. And you sit there and you just confront it and you do not react for hours. Pretty interesting training. If anybody's interested, I can hook you up. But but to get like what you're just saying, like to get the emotions out of it and to be able to look objectively at it. Wow. Don't click that send button. Thank you, lady, for that reminder. All right, we got to wrap up soon. We got Sammy and Michael, and then I've got another meeting
Hold on,
at the
big
top
guy.
of the hour.
I
Hey, Sammy.
gotta get in there, bro.
Hold on. We got Sammy up next, and then we'll go to Michael and then Johnny. Hey, Sammy. Sammy?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that you mentioned that we're here 5 days a week to listen to you. I really couldn't think of anything better to do with my time than show up here.
Wow, that's huge. That's a huge compliment. You know what? There's more entertaining things. There's like kitten videos and, oh,
You're very entertaining.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. Thank you. All right. I'll receive that. Thank you. Michael, your thoughts, and then we'll go to Johnny.
Oh God, I'm just loving the end of this conversation. It's so awesome. The lady Scott brought up something really interesting, and I thought of the 4 words that will solve any problem. And I can't take credit. This is from a TV show I saw. Anything when you hear the difficulty, it is a cry for help. When you hear that confrontation, it's a cry for help. How can I help? 4 words. How can I help? And that just, people are like, what? Yeah, what? and then they start that, let's get down to the meat of the problem and let's see how we can get to a solution. It is a fast track through all the BS. It's like a knife through everything, and it just gets right to the heart of the issue. And I find that it works so well. And like you said, circling all the way back to get closer, because that's exactly what it does. It is you putting yourself in that person's situation in their life, and how are you going to make their life better by helping them?
And you can ask just what do you need? A simple question too.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
What do you need?
It's a different question.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a different question, and it's presumptuous, but if that works for you, Anne, okay. How can I help is about me caring for you. What do you need? Oh, so you're saying I don't have something I need. All right. So I'm just working on that one. Give me a little time on that one. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't work Sundays traditionally because of religious beliefs. However, part of what I do is service to myself and to others. And I had a couple of people reach out for me from the group and said, hey, I need some help. And I'm like, you know what? This is not about work. This is not about working. This is about helping. And this is about supporting others. And I think it's a big difference. Again, how can I help? And that was a great opportunity for me to be able to reach out and to apply that. So thank you John for these lessons, helping me to become a better person.
Well, thank you. I need reminders all the time. This is for me. You guys just get to listen in. I have no idea what I'm going to hear when I get on here. So it's something's going to happen. Thank you, brother. All right, Johnny, where's Johnny? And then we got to, I think, wrap up here. All right, Johnny, tell me the story.
Hey, I ain't even gonna take everybody a long time today. Hope everybody having a good Monday. Thank you for giving me the floor. You never sent me that link. Got to get that book club link. I got to get that. Right. That's
okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Real quick. You said something that really resonated with me about if you can tap with somebody's realness and you trying to get them to the realness. That's basically why folks are making $1 million off these coffee mugs. It's something about you being able to come up with a phrase that really just resonates with somebody. You can put that phrase on a rock and people buy it if it resonates with them the right way. So I made the decision. I ain't even worried about PicMonkey right now. I successfully attached my Amazon, my eBay, and my Etsy to my gear bubble. And I've also launched 10 cups. But my question is, do they automatically launch through the Amazon, the Etsy, and the eBay? I don't know, because like I've launched on Gear Bubble and my stores are attached to the Gear Bubble. But of the 10 that I've launched, have they automatically went to the marketplace on my Amazon, eBay, Etsy? I don't know. Anybody?
It should be if it's all integrated. Obviously, this isn't a tech support forum, but you've got help at lowhangingecom.com if you have any questions on that. And then usually there's a meeting before the meeting, and usually it's pretty helpful. So you can show up there. Okay. So, but yeah, they should integrate instantly,
Cool.
or
All right.
however long it takes to propagate. Thanks,
Thank
Johnny.
you. We'll love that link, man. Give me that link. Thanks, brother.
I
Bye,
did.
everybody.
All right.
Good luck. Thanks,
You have a
brother.
great day. Guys, we got to wrap up. Any burning desires, something somebody's got to share, your head's going to explode? Burning desires. Last call. We're done.
I'm
I
so
will see
grateful
you
for
all-
everything.
Yay. Okay. We'll see you all back here tomorrow. Make it an awesome day. You all totally deserve it. Okay. We'll see you real